Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am here to give you my WWE RAW review for March 23rd, 2015. So let's kick it off. Alright, so we get JBL, Michael Cole, and Booker T on commentary for this show. Um, the show starts out with Sting coming out, and he finally speaks. This is technically the first time we've seen him speak if you didn't watch the exclusive interview that he had on the network last week. Um, and if you haven't been watching TNA as well, but this is technically the first time he's spoken in the WWE. And Stin talks about how he was the last of WCW. He was with WCW, which stands for World Championship Wrestling, and he went down with the ship. Um, and he the WWE beat WCW. Um, and he even talks about how it was a year ago today that WWE bought out WCW, which it actually was. Um, and he also talks about. Oh, I got a text. I'll answer that later. Um, he also talks about how he also talks. There was just stuff on my computer I had to take off. He also talks about how this isn't about the war between him and WCW. He said it's about taking Triple H down. That's what the whole match is with him about. So then Stephanie McMahon comes out and she talks about how this is the big icon Stin. And she even talks about how WWE kicked WCW's ass and you were on that side and we bought you out. And she also talks about how Stin was loyal. He never left WCW. Um, and he never even got like a phone call asking if he wanted to come to the WWE. He stayed with WCW. And String grabs the mic and says that Stephanie McMahon is the daughter who was handed the company and is the woman that she is today. And then she says, yes, but I'm the daughter of the father that bought out WCW. And he says that Stin's like a dog with a painted face. He was loyal, but he says he's not going to compare Stin to a dog because that would be an insult. And she goes to slap him, but Stin blocks it. And he's holding her. And then Triple H comes out. Um, Triple H asks Stephanie McMahon if he's okay, and she says yeah. And then Stephanie McMahon pulls out the sledgehammer. And Triple H goes to walk in the ring with it. And then Stin pulls out the baseball bat. And they're going to fight, but Triple H backs off. And then they leave. Um, I thought this was a great segment because of what it meant. This was the first time that Sting had actually spoken a WWE win live on Raw, not the network or anything like that. So I like this, and I am looking forward to seeing Sting versus Triple H at WrestleMania. I hope that they don't put Triple H over because something tells me that they might, just because Sting has pretty much kicked Triple H's ass throughout this feud. But we'll see. Um, and then we get the first match. It's actually a match that makes sense, sort of. We get Dean Ambrose and R-Truth versus Luke Harper and Stardust with Bad News Barrett on commentary. The reason why this match makes sense is because everybody in this match is crazy. Dean Ambrose is the lunatic fringe. Stardust is bizarre. R-Truth is just funny, and Luke Harper is just out there. So this is why this match makes sense. Um, the heels get the heat on Dean Ambrose pretty much, and one point Dean Ambrose is up on the ropes and Harper pushes him off, and then he's outside the ring and Harper puts Ambrose in the ring, and then Ambrose pops back out and hits a clothesline on him, and then he gets the hot tag on R-Truth. Now Truth's about to put away Stardust, but Luke Harper breaks up the pinfall. Then Ambrose takes out Harper, and then R-Truth hits the pay dirt on Stardust for the win, so the face team goes over. And then Bad News Barrett takes off, so that way his Intercontinental Championship doesn't get stolen, which I thought was a smart idea because this was the way they built up the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Um, they do more with this later. So then they play a Special Olympics segment. They just pretty much announced they're gonna do the Special Olympic Games. It's for an Olympic Games for special needs kids. Um, And the funny thing I found about this was when everyone was supposed to clap for these guys and gals, nobody clapped. Nobody KO'd. Um, I don't know if it was because they don't care about the Olympic Games. They just wanted to see wrestling, so that could have been it. Um, I guess I can't really blame them, but it is, the live crowd I don't really think KO'd. So then it shows a Roman Reigns video package hyping him up to face Brock Lesnar. I think I already showed this package, so but I thought it was a different one, so that's why I wrote it down. And then we get the Miz, Damian Mizdow, Adam Rose, and the Ascension, which that tag team consists of Connor and Victor versus Ryback, the Primetime Players, which consist of Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, Eric Rowan and Zack Ryder, and we got Bill Simmons on commentary for this match. Um, Before the match starts, The Miz and Damian Mizdow earlier today on WWE.com cut like an interview with Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart because they're gonna be in that movie. Um, what's it called? Hard Going Hard, I think it's called. It's that movie where Kevin Hart is gonna teach Will Ferrell how to survive in prison. Um, and It was really funny. Miz is asking him questions. Miz asks him if the stunt double ever overshadows you, and he says no. And then they talk about how handsome Damian Mizdow is, and then Miz forces him to get a water, and Will Ferrell goes with him. It was actually pretty funny. I tried to try to find it, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And they use this match to build up the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal because everybody in this match I think is in it. Um, them and Bill Simmons and JBL were kind of going at it on commentary because they had like a Twitter feud. I didn't really care about that. The match was whatever. Ryback beats Miz with a shell shocked. That's about it. The crowd loved Miz down in this match. That's all I can really say. The match wasn't terrible or anything. It was just kind of a random thrown together tag team match. Um, so then we get Randy Orton, and you had the option to vote for who you wanted Randy Orton's opponent to be. It could have either been The Big Show, it could have been Corporate Kane, or it could have been Seth Rollins and J&J Security, which consists of Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury in like a handicap match. And they voted for Seth Rollins and J&J Security. It got like 77% of the votes. Um, and Orton pretty much squashed them. Yeah, they got some offense in, but it was pretty much a squash. Seth Rollins didn't really fight Orton. It was really Orton versus J&J Security, and Randy Orton RKO's Jamie Noble for the win. Really nothing to say here. It was just kind of a simple match. Um, and then that shows John Cena's interview for when he got interviewed by Michael Cole on WWE.com and talking about how he has to bring back the United States Championship to America so he could represent the United States as the U.S. champion. I thought it was fine. I'm looking forward to that match, so I like that they gave that time. So then Paige gets interviewed because the Bella twins, well, Nikki and Brie Bella, Nikki is going to defend the Divas Championship against either Paige or AJ Lee, so they have to decide which one. This is obviously to make AJ Lee and Paige fight. Um, and Paige says that she's going to take the title shot, and AJ Lee realizes that this is going to be a trap. This is to set them up so that way they'll argue. And Paige says that AJ Lee's crazy for not taking the Divas Championship match. And AJ Lee's like, "What did you call me?" And then she's like, "Nothing. We're frenemies." And obviously AJ Lee's pissed about this. Um, and then we get Nikki Bella with Brie Bella defending the Divas Championship against Paige with AJ Lee. This was actually a pretty good match. Paige tackles Nikki outside the ring. She dominates the match for the first portion, and then Nikki Bella hits a knee to the face on Paige, and then she continues to just assault Paige. She dominates the match, and then Paige starts to make a comeback, and then Nikki Bella knocks her down with I think like a face buster, but Paige kicks out. Paige hits a big boot. Nikki kicks out, and then Nikki goes for the forearm, and then she hit the boot, and then Paige ends up hitting the rampage on Nikki Bella, and Nikki Bella actually kicked out of that. I actually was shocked. I thought Paige was gonna win the title right there, but no. So then Paige tackles Nikki on the outside, and Brie Bella's gonna acting like she's gonna get involved. So AJ Lee attacks her, and then Paige comes up and AJ Lee thinks it's Nikki Bella, so she accidentally elbows her, and then Nikki Bella hits a forearm and the rack attack for the win. It retains the title. Then afterwards, Paige and AJ Lee start fighting, and this obviously is making the Bella Twins happy because they have to do the tag team match between AJ Lee and Paige versus the Bella Twins. So they're obviously happy about this. So they finally got him at odds. I am gonna say one thing: the match was good. They gave it a chance, but they at least tried to do some sort of story with this match. So I am happy about that. Um, I think the Divas match won't be that bad. I'm not really looking forward to it, but it won't be a bad match. It will be a match that's watchable. So we'll have to see about that. So then Snoop Dogg comes out to cut a promo. And he's talking about WrestleMania and how he was at WrestleMania, pretty much hyping up WrestleMania. And at first I thought this was going to be terrible. But then Curtis Axel comes out. And then this was like, this is going to be, and I was like, this is going to be fucking awesome. And he pretty much talks about how Axelmania is going to run through all of you. And he said that Snoop Dogg says no. This is going to be Snoop Dogg Mania or something like that. This is there's a different kind of mania. And then Hulk Hogan comes out, and I thought that was awesome. And Hulk Hogan says, "What are you gonna do when Hulkamania runs wild?" He says that's normal catchphrase. And he says that Hulkamania, that when he pressed Andre the Giant over his head and body slammed, and that's when they knew that Hulkamania would live forever. And he said when Snoop Dogg made a ton of tracks or something like that, that's when Doggamania was gonna live forever. And then he says Axelmania though. What are you smoking? That's actually what he says too. So then Curtis Axel says he's gonna show him how it's done. He tears the T-shirt off, and then Hulk Hogan, and then he points at Hulk Hogan. Hogan punches him in the face, and Snoop Dogg throws him over the top rope. And then Hogan and Snoop Dogg pose together. Snoop Dogg rips his T-shirt off, and there's a Hulkamania shirt on him. I thought this was actually pretty good stuff. Um, this should have been something I think that was saved for after WrestleMania when the crowd would enjoy it more. But other than that, I don't really think I didn't really have a problem with this, but I do think that they should have saved this to after WrestleMania because I think the crowd would have been behind it more, and it seems like this didn't really build to WrestleMania. Um, what else do I want to say? Yeah, but other than that, so then we get the rematch of the Interspecies tag team match because people don't watch SmackDown, so they assume they want to see this live on Raw. We get Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, and Natalya versus the Lost Matadors, and El Torito in the Interspecies tag team match, and the Usos, Jimmy and Jay were on commentary. The Lost Matadors consist of Diego and Fernando. I forgot to mention that. And they're gonna do the Fatal 4-Way tag team match at Mania. It's gonna be on the kickoff. Don't know why they couldn't get on. Well, I guess if something had to be on the kickoff, it'd be this match. Of course, they could have gotten on the show, but I guess not. It's going to be those Cesaro and Tyson Kidd defending the titles against the Usos, against the New Day. I don't know if it's going to be Kofi Kingston. It's either going to be, it's going to be the New Day, one of the two. It's the New Day though consists of Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods. I don't know which two it's going to be. I think the one they're going to go with is probably going to be Kofi and Big E, the Lost Matadors, and that's it. um, so then yeah, by the way, they should have put the Ascension in this match. They really missed the boat with them. They're dropping the ball with the Ascension bad because they weren't even on Raw at all until this week. And they were in a pointless tag team match. But I don't know how good the match is going to be. I think the match will still be fine, but one of the Usos don't know how well he's going to be able to move because he has the injured shoulder, but I'm not really sure. El Torito pins Natalya. I wasn't really paying much attention to this match because I was writing my notes down for it, and I just really couldn't get into it because I didn't care to see it once, so I didn't want to see it again. Um, Natalya got pinned by El Torito, a little tiny bull. That's a joke. They should be using Natalya better than that. But at the same time, you do have to build up the Lost Matadors for the tag team match, so I can understand it. I don't know why you couldn't have the Lost Matadors get the victory or something. But I just think it's a joke. Natalya's losing to a little bull, little miniature bull. So that's just a joke. Um, Kane comes up to Bad News Barrett, and he has to give him the Intercontinental title so he can hang it up on the ladder or whatever it's called. So he does. He doesn't want to at first, obviously, because he just got that belt back and he hasn't had it for 6 weeks. Um, but eventually he does because Corporate Kane threatened to strip him of the title. So then we get Rusev versus Jack Swagger. No Lana again. I have no clue what Lana is. I wonder if they're just trying to build this out like her and Rusev are in a fight or something. And then Rusev will lose at Mania, and then Lana will come back with somebody else, or she'll at least be at Mania and try to screw Cena out of the match. I don't know. This match was, I mean, pretty much Jack Swagger's Rusev's bitch now, so Rusev wins with the accolade. The match was okay, I guess. And then afterwards, Rusev continues to hold on to the accolade because Lana's not there. He's not there to stop him. She's not there to stop him. So then John Cena comes out to attack him. He makes the save, but Rusev beats him up on the outside, throws him back first into the barricade, um, drives him into the steel post, throws him over the announce table, and then when he sees that Cena's starting to recover, he goes back and attacks him. He kicks him in the head. He face busters him, I guess, on the table, and then he gets him in the accolade for a long time. This made Rusev look really strong. I like it. I definitely think John Cena is probably going to go over at Mania, though, so that's why he looks strong here. And then Bray Wyatt comes out to cut a promo on The Undertaker. And he talks about how we all hate ourselves because we're always covering ourselves with makeup and we don't want to see what our true selves are. And he doesn't do any of that. He likes to be real. He likes to be to the truth. He talks about how he's the new face of fear. And The Undertaker is just isn't the man he used to be ever since his loss last year when he lost his streak. And he says when he beats The Undertaker, he's going to be the new God of War. Pretty much the same stuff he's saying, but it was really a good promo. I thought it was awesome stuff. Bray Wyatt has done a great job carrying this feud by himself, and this was the last Raw that he has to do that with, so I got to give him credit. He carried the whole feud pretty much by himself, and he even talked about how The Undertaker had these powers, and the lights were flickering. Like the Undertaker was gonna come out, and Bray Wyatt like this is what you've come to expect from the Undertaker. So I thought this was great stuff. Bray Wyatt has what it takes, and I think he's just been doing great stuff. I'm surprised he was able to carry out the feud by himself and make me at least somewhat interested in the match. So now they play a video announcing Kevin Nash's induction into the Hall of Fame. I'm not really a huge Kevin Nash fan. I just not a huge Kevin Nash fan, but I definitely think he deserves to go in. I can't deny that. And they go through his whole career when he came in as Diesel and he was Shawn Michaels' bodyguard, and when him and Shawn Michaels became the new World Tag Team Champions. And when he won the Intercontinental Championship, when he beat Bob Backlund in like 7 seconds to become the new WWE Champion. How he had like one of the longest reigns as WWE Champion in the 90s. And then when he moved on, went to WCW with Scott Hall, but I don't know Scott Hall, and they were believed to still be working for the WWE, but they really weren't, and they were doing the Outsider storyline, and then they had Hogan join, and it became the NWO. Talks about how he held a lot of WCW championships, and then I thought it was good stuff. People were talking about it like Bo Dallas, Triple H, Booker T, JBL, Michael Cole, Eric Bischoff. It showed some clips from the past. I thought it was good stuff. I'm happy Kevin Nash is going in. I guess he deserves it. I wonder if he's gonna talk about when he tore his quad and going to make a tag. I think they will. This was kind of pointless, but I thought it was kind of funny. So Natalya's backstage putting makeup on, and Tyson Kidd comes up from like something from Burger King, and he's like, "Damn, you smell good." And Natalya's like, "Yeah, that's that new perfume you bought me." And he's saying that I missed you, and Natalya's like, "You just saw me in that match we just wrestled in." And he says, "You taste so well. I love you." And Natalya thinks he's talking about her, but he's talking about these new the chicken fries that have come back to Burger King now. And Natalya eats them, and she's like in heaven. Um, the the segment was pointless, but I thought it was kind of funny, and I think you used the right people for this segment because normally you don't use the right people for these segments; they're just random thrown together. But I think you used the right people. Um, I definitely don't think you should have played this in when you have to build up your WrestleMania show, though. That's all I have to say there. So then we get Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler and you could vote for the special guest referee. You could vote for Ambrose, Bad News Barrett, Luke Harper, Stardust, or R-Truth, and they voted for Dean Ambrose. I wasn't really that shocked. The match was fine. Um, um, Daniel Bryan hit the drop kick through the ropes, um, and he goes for like that running knee that he would do off the apron. But Ziggler moved out of the way, and Ziggler clotheslines him over the timekeeper's area. They go back and forth. They get backslides on each other. Ziggler hits the X Factor off the top, and Bryan kicks out of that. Daniel Bryan hits a yes kick, but Ziggler kicks out of that. Then eventually Dolph Ziggler hits a super kick and the zigzag for the win. I don't know why they're using Daniel Bryan this way. He's in the mid card pretty much. But he's losing to Dolph Ziggler when a year ago he was wrestling 2 matches in one night in the main event and winning the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The guy went through hell to get neck surgery. You would think he would come back and do something special this year at WrestleMania, but he's in an IC title ladder match that I'm fine with. But why is he in it? I don't know. They should have They should have found something for him to do at WrestleMania. I don't know what, but so then Paul Heyman's backstage and he tells um, Brock Lesnar like it's time or something, or they're ready for you. And then we get the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns face off. Paul Heyman cuts a promo saying he's the advocate for the reigning defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar, the normal stuff he always says. And he says, I'm surprised I haven't sold you guys by now to watch WrestleMania, to watch Lesnar versus Reigns. But the reason you should watch it is to watch Brock Lesnar absolutely destroy Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And he said people don't think that he will, but he can, because people didn't think that he was going to beat The Undertaker last year, and he can, and he did. People didn't think that he would beat John Cena, but he can, and he did, and he suplexed John Cena right out of the main event of WrestleMania, and he's not even in the last match. He's in the mid card. Pretty much references that he said that. And he said that Roman Reigns is gonna have to like break into Brock Lesnar's house, take his food, take his wife, and rename Brock Lesnar's children Reigns, and to take this title from him. And Lesnar's gonna do the same thing to Roman Reigns. Um, and then he says that Roman Reigns can't beat Brock Lesnar, and he won't. So then Roman Reigns comes out and he doesn't say anything. I'm glad he didn't say anything. I don't really think he needed to. And they have a face off. Lesnar holds up the title, and then Reigns just takes it from him real quick. He holds up the title, and then they have like a tug of war over the title. I thought this was good stuff. It made the feud really feel intense, and that was good stuff. And that's how the show ended. So overall, I really didn't like this show. If I think about it, they really didn't. The show was fine for what it was. I liked the Hogan stuff. I liked the Reigns Lesnar stuff. The Bryan Ziggler match was good. I don't know why Ziggler's going over though. Um, Kevin Nash going into the Hall of Fame. I don't really think that counts. The Divas match was good, but the Bray Wyatt promo was good. The Sting stuff was good, but they really didn't make this feel like this was a big show because this is the last show before WrestleMania, and I really don't think they really did a good enough job, really making it look that way. I just don't know what it was, but The show was fine, but if you want that, as for a final show before WrestleMania, it was not. Um, but that's the final show. But that's my review um, of Raw. I'm going to be coming back with a lot of videos this week because this is the big WrestleMania week. They're going to have the WWE week thing on all week. And I actually have to give a video every day about that. And I am going to give you my WrestleMania predictions probably tomorrow. I'm going to do a Google Hangout with like my cousin or something. I just have to work out the times. I think he fell asleep, so I can't only ask him about that. But I definitely will do that. But that's pretty much it, guys. You can click right here to subscribe to see other Raw reviews and other content on this channel. That's pretty much it, guys. See you later.